audio frontier. This is Football Daft with Stephen Purden,
midfield dynamo and average actor,
Chris Toll,
target man, suspicious character,
and
With the top end of Stevenson,
Welcome along to Football Daft. It is, of course, the daftest Scottish football podcast around. I am producer John, and let us welcome the team. First, a man who has his girlfriend saved on his phone as the booby lady. It's Chris Toll.
You're a prick, man.
Does Sammy know that you've got her saved as the booby lady?
I don't know, mate. Hope
She
not.
does
I mean,
now.
I hope not. I mean, she's been looking at my phone. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Some of the stuff you get on there, you don't want to be shown.
Especially that stuff I was saying in the news the other day.
Yeah, definitely don't show her that. Definitely don't show her that. And we don't have him this week because he's off to the Rangers. He's pulled a Stephen Purden. He's away to the European Europa League Semi final at Ibrox. However, there is a man.
Wait. We need to play his voice note.
Oh, we've not got a voice note from Grado. Oh, we have got a voice note. We have got a voice note from Grado. Because this is now tradition that we have to play the voice note from Grado.
The sick call. Oh, I can't make it in the day. Oh, I'm not feeling very well.
I've got it here if we want. Let's hear it. Here we go. Here's Grado.
Tried to fucking delete that, didn't I? Tried to delete that.
That's the wrong one, John.
This is it.
Heads up. I might struggle to make today. I'm finishing radio, then going to Loch Lomond to pre-record stuff for tomorrow. But I should be finished by about 1-2 o'clock. But it's in case if it runs on, I'm just giving you the heads up. But I think I should be alright. But just letting you know, because because I'm going to Ibrox. I'm just staying at Loch Lomond, so I've got my laptop and my mic with me and all that.
So then it gets cut off, and he unfortunately then messages to say he's interviewing a chef. We don't know why.
It wasn't Kev.
It wasn't Kev the chef either. But unfortunately, as I say, that's a man you've just heard there who we need to get the violins out for him. And I feel really, really sorry. And I'm not even laughing and mocking him because Stephen is with us today and not making the game tonight because he has the mumps.
How ridiculous does it sound?
I didn't
realise this was the 1967 fucking UEFA Cup semi-final.
Trust you to fucking pick that year.
Mate, I swear to God, that was just
just like producer Ryan, I swear to God, I didn't mean to put that in the group chat this morning. I've had I'll go back to Sunday night. Right, go back to Sunday night. So I'm out with my wife. Got a sore kind of. I genuinely thought it was like my wisdom tooth or something, something up the back there. Then I wake up Monday, I feel a bit shitty as well, but I'm hungover. Hanged with day Rangers Celtic Daft that night.
Yep.
Yes.
Wasn't feeling great. Tuesday comes, things are getting worse. I'm buying Corsidol mouthwash and all that, man.
Oh.
Thinking it's definitely my tooth. I'm thinking, and I'm terrified of the dentist, right?
Same.
Mate, we spoke about this a few weeks ago, didn't we? I hate it, mate. I'm really, really fucking hate it. So then I was on another podcast on Tuesday night.
Of course you were.
Yes, and I'm talking to this guy, blah, 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 we're talking away. Finishes it, comes downstairs, has dinner, watching a wee bit of the Liverpool game. I walks out of the living room and Nicola's like, holy fuck, look at your face, man. It was like, this is it, died down a wee bit today, but it was really swollen on Tuesday night. I'm like, right, I'm going to just bite the bullet and go to the dentist tomorrow, man. She's like, maybe it isn't. So she's like looking at my mouth and all that. But I had a self-tape to do yesterday morning, right? Had to do that. Had to phone the doctors at 8:30. So I had another podcast that I agreed to do yesterday at 11 o'clock, right? Because I've been putting this guy off for ages, right? Had to do it. So had my self-tape, deadline for my self-tape was to be in for 11. I had to do the podcast at 11. phoned the doctors at 8:30. They said, we'll do a video call, consultation call, video call at 9:50. I'm like, there's no point in this video call because you're going to tell me to come down. Literally, doctor's just down the road. Does the video call, so I'm going to need to see you. So I've just done the self-tape, looking like fucking a hamster, right? Does the self-tape, jumps to the doctor's, I goes down and she goes in and she's looking at him, she's like, yeah, you do look awful mumpsy. And I'm like, mumpsy? She's like, I think you may have the mumps. And I'm like, right, okay. So she checks my mouth, checks my ears, and she goes, yep, you've definitely got gout. And I'm like, what are you talking about gout? Like, sorry, mumps, you've got mumps. And I'm like, holy fuck, man. Like, so obviously, apparently mumps, right? I thought mumps was gone, but after the pandemic, apparently these are the viruses that we're starting to see a bit more of now off the back of the pandemic.
Wow.
And I have got the mumps, and it's very contagious. It's very painful. Therefore, I gave my ticket for the game tonight to my father-in-law, and I'm fucking raging.
Well, mate, I'm proud of you purely for the fact that in 2004, I remember it, but you'll know why I remember it, 2004, 2005, or was it 2005, 2006, whatever, I got the mumps, right? And it was just after the last game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Henrik Larsson's farewell, right? And we were playing Sevilla at Parkhead. So I wrapped a fucking scarf around my face and still went to Parkhead.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I know, I couldn't miss it. I couldn't miss it, and I've got to be honest with you. If it had happened now, I wouldn't go. But it's a big match. It's a big match for you tonight.
What if we could trace this mumps outbreak back to Chris in 2005?
I can tell you who gave it to me. I can tell you who gave it to me, so you can blame him.
Right. Okay.
See, the thing was, my mate Bert has got a new wee baby boy. He's only one. See, if I go to the game tonight, sitting next to Bert,
can't do it.
I couldn't live with myself. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So. It's been a horrible couple of days, and the Waynes are at school today because of the voting thing and all that. My wife's upstairs in the office working, and it's no nice. I shouldn't be feeling this way on the day of a European semi-final.
Well, was the self-tape for casualty at least? Because at least you might get the part.
No, I definitely...
Or the elephant man.
The elephant man. Well, listen, Stephen, we're actually, and I'm sure Chris as well, we're absolutely gutted for you because, I mean, it's just horrible. We just hope that Rangers can get a result for you and do it.
Let's not
do it for Stephen Purden.
Before we go any further, need to get a result tonight for Jimmy Bell. It's been another sad section of the week. More sad news. That was horrendous. And Jimmy Bell, as long as I known Rangers, I've known Jimmy Bell to be part of Rangers.
I mean, let's talk about Jimmy Bell. What does he mean to the Rangers supporters? I mean, he's been like we all have these guys around our club that have just served there for years and years. And the thing is with Scottish football, I know Jimmy Bell for a lot of people comes with his baggage, but it's these guys at football clubs, whether it's the tea ladies, whether it's the people in the back room running the Falkirk, the kit shops, all that sort of stuff. These are the life and soul of a football club. I think there's very few people left like that.
It goes this. You've no idea how big this goes. You know what I mean? You see that Ronald de Boer posted on his Instagram the greatest kit. How many great clubs has Ronald de Boer played for? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. How many? The greatest kit man I've ever known, really upset about it. You see Tav's press conference yesterday. These guys are this has very much affected him in a big way. And I was lucky enough to meet Jimmy Bell a couple of times, and you can just tell he lives and breathes Rangers. He takes so much pride in his job, very thorough. And I think it's Daft things. I seen Tav's thing yesterday saying like walking out the dressing room door, smelling salts, putting the captain's armband on, you know that. He says it's all these wee things. He says we miss. And it's like I say there, as much as I've known and supported Rangers my whole life, Jimmy Bell's been there. He's been an
absolute constant, hasn't he?
And it's just off the back of Walter Smith as well. And it's two people that just epitomises everything Rangers is all about. Walter Smith and Jimmy Bell. It was horrible news the other day, really horrible.
Yeah, I mean, Van Bronckhorst said, they were obviously shocked about the news of Jimmy. Hard day for all of us. The team talked about him, shared personal stories. And obviously the game tonight, said it was a really big game already, but we're even more determined now to make Jimmy proud. And obviously there's a minute's silence before the match tonight as well. Talking of the match, Stephen, do we think Roof's going to make it? I mean, we'll know by the time you hear this podcast, we'll know if he's made it or not.
I think he will. I think
so?
he will. Aye, I think he will.
Do you put him in, but Stevie? Do you put him in if he's...
Like I said on Rangers Celtic Daft night, see if he's like 70% fit. Aye, I'd put him in and go, just leave everyone out there. Just go out and leave everyone out there. When you want to come off. Because what we've got, the new, what you're going with, a 70% fit Roof up top's going to give you a bit more through the middle and maybe link up play a bit more than what Joe Aribo, Sakara, Kent, Scott Wright is. So aye, if he's at least 78% fit, throw him in and just tell us when you're fucked, mate, and come off. Aye.
What about Aaron Ramsey, Stephen? Do you not? No.
I think maybe it's a different kind of... We're looking all right from middle to front, apart from that man through the middle. I think Ramsey, I've seen him 50% fit on the pitch. It doesn't, I don't know, man. I don't think he's not as much as I need for me. I think Roof, that focal point, somebody that's going to lead the line. They've got their two defenders back that missed the first leg of the night. By all accounts, they're no mugs. I've never really seen them. I don't know, but they might be two very good players. So I think you need somebody with Roof's skill, his intelligence of playing up front. But Ramsey, for me, is not so much I need, but Roof, aye.
Isn't it amazing though, we're sitting here, just now ahead of a Europa League semi-final, and you're just saying Aaron Ramsey is surplus requirements, even if he's fit. And obviously, it's come out this news that there won't be a permanent move. I don't think it's any surprise that there won't be a permanent move made for Aaron Ramsey. Chat this week, Chris put Ryan on our group chat was, is Aaron Ramsey the biggest flop in Scottish football?
He's got to be up there, hasn't he?
See, when we were listing the players, but there's been some fucking belters in there, man.
I know.
Do you know who we forgot yesterday?
Who did we forget?
James McCarthy.
By the way, that's a shout.
Do you know what we have? I mean, when you look down,
Thomas Gravison.
Thomas Gravison, yeah. Freddie Lundberg we talked about. Janino we talked about. It's all these players that have come with. Joey Barton, of course, as well.
Joey Barton. Jonas Tern, apart from the goal against Celtic, Jonas Tern came with such a huge pedigree from Roma, if I remember right.
Aye.
What a player he was, man, but he just didn't. And obviously the great man himself, Shane Duffy, he was.
But he started off all right.
Listen, never mind he started off all right. He never had the pedigree that these players had, let's be honest.
No, he did. But he did. He's were very vocal when he came, though. He would have done well under Ange. That fucking half-wit that we had in charge last season. Don't talk about fucking Ryan's man like that.
I'm talking about John Kennedy.
So, do you know what? I think we'll maybe open it up. Let us know who you're the biggest flop you've seen at your side. I'm trying to think of.
I need to tell you, by the way, Ryan stole that right after one of the Celtic thingies. One of the Celtic podcasts. So
I probably. I think it was actually 20-minute Tims, and they're friends of the show, so we were all right.
That's all right then.
We're all right. Boys, but let us know who the biggest flop was at your club. We can talk about that next week. I've got to put Falkirk in the mixture. Denzel Theobald, 3 games at the World Cup. He played a full season with Falkirk, didn't get a game. And he played 3 games at the World Cup after that season.
I just think it's one of the greatest names I've ever heard. Denzel Theobald.
Yeah.
By the way, talking about Falkirk, you need to put Lee Griffiths in there. You need to.
Aye.
He scored a couple of goals. To be fair, I wouldn't. I mean, he's
John, you can't just say these players. They started well.
Thomas Gravison scored in two old firms.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah.
Is it O'Reilly Griffiths?
He's been released. And talking of Falkirk, new manager appointed at Falkirk, John McGlynn.
Come on. Are you happy with that?
You know what? I'm actually delighted with that. With that appointment. He will.
Do you think it's just another the
merry-go-round?
Do you think it's just another?
It's the waltzers of Scottish football.
Aye.
It's what we, Stephen. It's what we need.
Unimaginable.
I suppose. Aye.
You know what? We've had Paul Hartley, who's we've taken from a club who was doing well, and dickhead. Sorry.
What's he done since he left Falkirk, John?
Aye, fuck off.
Is he?
Ray McKinnon, we've had Liam Cracks, we've had Paul Sheeran, we've tried everything. So for me, going out and getting a guy, and I think when you hear from Hearts supporters how much respect they had for the job that he done when he was with Hearts.
What's he been doing myself?
He's at Wraith Rovers. We've got him from Wraith Rovers. He left Wraith Rovers. Now I don't know what the situation's been there. You wonder if the Good Willie situation's played a part in him kind of walking away from that. Whether it's been
There's
money.
a question for you, John. Do you think he brings Good Willie with him?
No, he won't. Yeah, he won't. He won't. But Good Willie's still, I believe, still contracted today. It's a very. I don't know what the situation is.
It's muddy waters. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. But John McGlynn is the exact manager I'd like to bring in. But it's going to be.
I suppose you're making a good case there, John, because he's have what me and Toll are saying, like the unimaginative thing. He's have kind of been running every avenue here. You've explored every avenue, so maybe getting a steady Eddie man of experience in to do the job. If this goes wrong, he's fucked.
Well, I mean, we've just let go of a whole lot of players as well, so it's basically a clean sheet. Pretty much.
Are you going part time?
He's got his work cut out for him anyway.
No, we're not. But listen, all the best to John McGlynn there. Celtic wise, Chris, Jota looks like he's going to sign. Reports in the Portuguese media saying a €7.5 million deal is to be done. And obviously you've got extra money there after Bournemouth and Ryan Christie got promoted there.
And also, Christopher Ayer played his 20th game for...
Is that right?
Brentford at the weekend, so that's another $2 million in the old
Is that right? So the money's coming in. So I guess that's, I mean, it's a no-brainer for you. Or like we've talked about on several occasions, Chris, if it's one or the other, I don't think you're going to have that choice now between Carter Vickers and Jota, because it looks like you might be able to afford both of them now.
No, I don't think that's going to be I don't think money's going to be a problem for Celtic at all this summer. I think what we need to hope is that the board realise that we need to speculate to accumulate, John. Do you know what I mean? Get some decent players, like I said before. Give Ange the money, because, like I said,
you trust him with it.
90% of the signings that he's made so far have been run successes. Do you know what I mean? So trust him with the money, give him the checkbook, let him go out and get who he wants to get, and if it all goes tits up, then at least we tried. Yeah.
So, coming to the end of the season, obviously, playoffs all happening at the moment down in the lower leagues. I mean, I think we can all say Dundee are down, we're pretty much thinking now, and St Johnstone are in the playoff.
St Johnstone are going to be playing a broth, aren't they?
Inverness obviously started off well. It doesn't look like they beat Thistle, so they're 2-1 down at the moment. Thistle against Inverness. That game's play. Montrose up against Airdrie in the League One playoff as well. Edinburgh City look as if they're going to go through to the final as well. They beat Dumbarton 4-1, and Annan, it's kind of poised there. They beat Forfar 1-0. So playoff games all happening in the leagues at the moment. We're going to actually catch up with Dunfermline supporter, radio presenter Stephen Mill later on. We're going to talk about the Dunfermline situation, because
good Dunfermline man.
Well, you don't get many of them, but he's probably my favourite Fifer, to be fair, apart from Evo Den Beeman, who wasn't even a Fifer. But we're going to be talking to him about Dunfermline season a bit later on, because they've had a bit of a turbulent season as well. But as ever, let's talk about the Daft. And before we talk about the Daft, Chris, this has come in from last week. We were talking about crisp sandwiches and the best crisp sandwiches. Remember this?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Bungholio on Twitter has got in touch saying that if you want the best crisp sandwich combo, this is what you need to do, right? Thick white bread, Lord Pack, get yourself some scampi fries, crush them up a bit, get some fish fingers and some Mary Rose sauce. Fire the sauce on, then the scampi fries, then the fish.
That's not a crisp sandwich. That's a fish finger sandwich.
Shithole.
And also it's a shithole.
Stevie,
I heard that's what you had, and you ended up with a Mumps cause it.
Might be all that fucking salmon I've been eating.
It might be. Stephen, have you got a preference in crisp sandwiches since you weren't here last week?
I think, like, when I was a young boy, I used to love a packet of cheese and onion discos on a roll.
With butter?
Aye.
Do
Aye.
you know my second go-to one, John? Used to have it at school, like Stevie's saying. Buttered roll, packet of spicy bikers.
Oh, you love a spicy biker, don't you?
Undeniable, a classic.
Aye, I mean, spicy bikers. Aye.
I'd never been a fan of crisp sandwich. You know why? And I think this is just me being a bit weird. Is like that consistency of going from the soft bread into the crisp and then out the soft bread. I just don't like that consistency.
I can understand.
No, for me.
I think is it more a Glasgow thing?
No, I don't. I think crisp sandwiches are
because Subway do them now. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
So I think it's pretty much all over the UK. But
I'm going to say we claimed it though. I'm going to say it's yours, but
100%. But I think people have been ashamed of it. it's well been a council snack, isn't it?
Aye.
Folk have been like, a piece of crisps? Oh, you fucking trampy. You tramp. I mean, but folk are embracing their inner tramp nowadays.
It's back in the day, man, when you didn't have Sky and you only had channels 1 to 4 and then 5 came out. You were still just eating your rolling crisps and all that.
Eating your rolling crisps, wanking to the Red Shoe Diaries.
right at the good bit, David Duchovny comes on, you're like, fuck off.
What a picture. Right, Daft this week, boys. Do you want to hear about the woman who dressed as a dinosaur to avoid our neighbours? Would you like to hear about the 4-year-old boy who took a joyride? Or would you like to hear about the fisherman who narrowly avoided death after a crocodile clamped its jaws around his head?
I kind of want to hear about the wee guy that stole the motor.
The joyride, aye.
Right, okay, we'll go with the joyride then. 4-year-old boy has been likened to F1 star Max Verstappen after taking his mother's car for a drive in the Netherlands. Police in Utrecht said the child crashed into 2 parked cars and was found alone by a bystander walking around in his pyjamas and bare feet. The child had taken his mother's Kia car keys to go for a drive, in inverted commas, after he woke up on Saturday when his father went to work. On Instagram, the police said they discovered the new Max Verstappen, but luckily no one was hurt in the incident.
Good.
Police contacted the boy's mother while he spoke to her on the phone. The boy gestured steering wheel, which led the police to think he may have been driving. Taken to the scene, the child was asked if he knew how a car worked. Police said he opened the car with the keys, put the key in the ignition, and went to the clutch with his left foot and stepped on the gas. So this wee boy's woke up. His mum and dad had probably been having a lie-in. He's went, the car keys are there. Went into the car and started it and just rallied around Utrecht.
That wee guy's gone places.
Absolutely.
The minute you said it was in the Netherlands, I thought the wee guys thought he's flying an aeroplane, hadn't he? He's been that stoned out his box.
I just finished that Formula 1 documentary, Drive to Survive, man. And see if he ends up ending like Max Verstappen, he's doing all right.
Aye, absolutely. What's the most trouble you got into when you were away?
I can't divulge that information.
My wee cousin wrote off a brand spanking new Jaguar by doing the exact same thing.
Shut up!
He didn't drive it. He let the handbrake off on a hill, and it went down the hill and right into a wall. Wrote off a Jaguar. Aye, so that was fun. But no, I can't. Nothing like that at all. Nothing really that bad.
The only thing automobile related I remember, right, when my mum and dad split when I was younger, right, and my mum got with my now stepdad. My mum and stepdad went out a wee date somewhere, right? Don't know where they were away out. So I was having a wee overnight with my stepdad, my granny and granda, my stepdad's man and dad, right, who became my granny and granda, blah, blah, blah. They had this dog, right? You won't be surprised till Brigton, the dog was called Ranger, right, Tom? So this Alsatian called Ranger, right? Who I fucking loved, but Ranger was fucking wild, right? So I can't remember where we were going, but it was some drive, and I was very shy. Right? I didn't really talk a lot to them. I was a wee shy boy, right? So it's me and Ranger in the back, my gran and granda, John and Helen in the front, right? John's driving. We're in the middle of nowhere, out in the fucking wilderness, right? John's forgot to put the window up in the back seat. Ranger's hanging out the window, right? So I'm sitting there watching Ranger. Ranger sees a wee rabbit or something, don't know what he sees. flies out the fucking motor while they're driving. Stupid arse here is still that shy. I'm scared to say something until like fucking half a mile down the road. Gets down the road and old John's turned around and he's like, where's the fucking dog? And I'm like, he jumped out the window about half a mile down the road. we gets back and gets Ranger, man. Fucking cut to the next day, we're having a wee family dinner in the house. Ranger's jumping about with fucking bandages on his legs and all.
Oh, Ranger.
I know, man.
Wow.
Thank God he's got him, man. He could have been the Lone Ranger.
Aye.
Hey!
Brilliant. Well, if you want to get in touch with any trouble you got in as a youngster, please let us know on the Twitter at
We're going to get some good ones for that.
Please get in touch. The big trouble that you got in. Did you get into more trouble than joyriding a car when you were 4? Please get in touch with us with that. On the big question this week, guys, the people have been in touch with the most underrated players that have played for their team. We'll get into that a bit later on. The player profile playoff is on the way to win pies. Grado is not here, but we do have 3 riddles which he has sent me, so we'll get that. Teammates, it's a guy who got in a bit of bother this week with his own supporters after having a go at them. Former Rangers, Aberdeen, County and current Thistle player Richard Foster.
Oh.
Guys, we have spoke about Harry's plenty of times on this show. They are going to revamp your whole shaving routine from close shaves and flake-free hair all the way to clear and healthy skin. Harry's are going to make you feel good. Now, we all got our trial set sent through. We've all been using Harry. I mean, I've got a bit of growth around here, but I like trimming my kind of neck area. And I tell you what, Harry's has been a brilliant shave and I enjoy doing it with that. Brilliant sort of shave gel you get with it. Really enjoying it. And the reason I really enjoy it is because of that smell that Harry's.
Because it's free.
And it's free. And it's absolutely free. So me and Chris got
beautiful.
It does. Now, we got a trial pack through the other day. However, Stephen has recently moved house. So Harry's kindly sent us the trial pack, but they sent it, we think, to Stephen's old house. Now, Stephen's went and chapped the door, but they're saying they haven't seen the Harry's trial set.
So they are
a likely story.
They're very, very nice couple, right? And we're very...
Did he look cleanly shaven, Stephen?
Well, this is what I'm going to get to. They're a very nice couple and they're very...
Not hearing either of the two of them.
Very lovely, and they were very happy that they put the bid in, that they put in and bought our house, right? But the man was telling me it's not been delivered, but he told me from upstairs and didn't come to the door. It was only his missus that came to the door.
That was so that he didn't smell the beautiful facial scrub and all that stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly it.
Aye. So they're adamant it hadn't been delivered, so right. I don't know.
Well, listen, you can get it delivered, and in the trial set, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the 1 5-blade cartridge crafted by their artisan German factory. You're going to get that foam and shave gel, which is excellent. Really good lubrication on that. Travel blade cover for when you're out and about. You're going to get a free shower gel with that as well. That's something that Harry's are doing now, because that smell in the shaving gel is fantastic. They're getting it in a shower gel now.
John,
and you're going to get that I need to tell
you something. There's a lot of companies in the past who we have sponsored us. And yes. I've just went along with what you've said. I'm not going to lie. I've just went along with what you said, right? But see, Harry's, their products are tremendous. They really are. So much so that I put out a fucking Instagram. Aye, there you go. See,
listen, approved by Chris Toll, not so much approved by Stephen Purden. Stephen Purden's neighbour approves this as well.
I was going to say approved by Chris Toll and Stephen Purden. We've all got fucking beards.
Aye, but Stephen, you should see my arse.
Do not use Harry's on your arse. Listen, get involved now. We're going to get that trial pack sorted out with you. We're going to get the shower gel thrown there, and all you have to do is pay for the cost of delivery. It's only going to cost you $3.95. So if you fancy getting hooked up with Harry's, hit them up, harrys.com/daft, harrys.com/daft. You're going to get your set delivered, you're going to start your shave plan, and you'll get that all sorted out for just the cost of the delivery, $3.95. So harrys.com/daft now, and be like Stephen's neighbour. Now it's time for Football Daft Focus as we talk about the big talking points of Scottish football. And on top of not having electricity, being forced to marry their cousins, Dunfermline are really having a bad time of it at the moment because the football team aren't doing so well and they've found themselves embroiled in a relegation playoff. And on to reflect on the season and the future of the club from the drive time across Scotland. You'll hear him in many stations. He's on the big Saturday football show. It's Dunfermline diehard and award-winning radio presenter Stephen Mill. How are you, Stephen?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thanks for that intro, you Falkirk prick.
Listen, Stephen, I've got an issue with that as well. John, you said they're forced to marry their cousins.
I mean, who are really just loving marrying their cousins, to be perfectly honest with you.
It's the only time this season I've saw John being a bit smug when it comes to getting somebody banter.
Listen, I can't be fucking smug. Let's face it.
You were doing a good job at there. They married their cousins on a relegation battle. Welcome, Stephen Mill.
That is finished 6th in League One. It's at least another season before we do that because I'm not entirely confident we're getting through these playoffs at all.
Are you really? I mean, obviously, we're recording this on a Thursday, 0-0 against Queen's Park over in Firhill last night. We were talking earlier on, Stephen, you're confident to get past Queen's Park, but not so confident about the final.
Yeah, obviously. I actually said before the game last night I would have been happy with a 0-0 draw because I know the pitch is a nightmare at Firhill because there's about 15 different teams playing on it as well. So I don't think the ball needed a couple of paracetamol at half time, according to all reports last night. So I'm actually quite glad to get out of it 0-0. And I read earlier on that Queen's Park are draw specialists. They drew half of their matches this season in League One.
Aye.
So, I guess that was always going to be the result last night, but I'm fairly confident we can get past them at East End. It's the next leg that I'm worried about because Airdrie have obviously been on really good form. I know they lost to Montrose the other night, but again, Montrose are a pretty decent side as well, managed by Stuart Petrie, who's a former
legend.
Is a Dunfermline legend. And then Airdrie, between us and Airdrie and Falkirk, we've all had massive games going back over the years. Various sort of avoiding relegations and going for promotion. So our history with Airdrie isn't great either. So I'm more concerned about that. But I think we should have just enough to get past Queen's Park.
So I mean, Agent Yogi's almost done his job at Dunfermline, but where's it all went wrong? Like obviously you've changed manager halfway through the season, Stephen. Has it been the team? Has it been the management? Has it just been a combination of things this season?
Well, we didn't win any of our first 11 games, which is a fairly poor
11 games?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and that's why, obviously, Peter Grant got sacked. There was a couple of occasions where he was nearly away and then we got like a last-minute equaliser or something like that and it kept him on for another couple of weeks. I think if we would have got shot at Peter Grant maybe a little bit earlier, it might have made a bit of a difference. But even then, when John Hughes came in, I was like, right, fine. He wouldn't have been my first choice, but hearing the process about why they appointed John Hughes and other people who they might have approached as well, I probably think on balance, he was probably the best choice available at the time. Now, obviously, it's not totally worked out. I know that he had big problems trying to get particularly a striker in January. So obviously, who wants to join a team who's bottom of the championship in January? So
he would have gave his Eton.
I'd have taken him. I would have 100% taken him.
I would have drove him down.
He can't be any worse than what we've got.
Believe me, Stephen. Believe me.
Well, I'm willing to take the risk, but I just think, our squad looks awfully unbalanced. It's just been a disaster of a season. And John Hughes has to take part of the blame. He's been here since December, so he has had a transfer window to try and get a few bodies in. I know it was difficult, but it's sometimes even the other night, we're starting 4-5-1 away at Queen's Park with one up front, and I'm just like, nah, we should be better than this. But I think that probably goes to show that how much confidence he's got in the players because, I just don't think he does. And to be fair to him, there's absolutely nothing that they've shown to give them any confidence because we've just been honking the entire year, really.
I mean, I tipped Dunfermline, I actually did. I remember on this podcast, I said at the start of the season, it pains me to say it. It pains me to say it, but I actually had Dunfermline down as potentially going up this season. Because
you know what that was, though? It was because we were so good in the League Cup. And every single year since it's been this group stage format, Dunfermline have got through to the last 16. We're getting to the last 16 experts in the League Cup. And then when the league season starts, we're absolutely atrocious. Even under Stevie Crawford, we had a terrible start to last season. So I don't know. Like, I just think that we just need to get through these playoffs. And the only thing that's given me a wee bit of confidence is the fact that Morton quite comfortably got through the playoffs last season, and Morton were shocking last year. And they managed to get past, I think it was Airdrie and Montrose again. So I think we should just about have enough, just about. But I mean, again, it wouldn't surprise me if we went out and blew it on Sunday.
I think I do. I think you'll get through it. You've got to. It's too. The teams you've got there. It's no. You should be able to take care of them.
I mean, the thing is, I agree. Queen's Park, I think you go past Queen's Park, Stephen. But the problem is, like, go back to Airdrie and Montrose. I mean, obviously, I've watched a lot of League One this season, and they're good. Montrose, especially, and Airdrie. I mean, I was really impressed by Airdrie with what they did. Ian
Murray's still there.
Yeah, Ian Murray's still there.
Airdrie really have been excellent this season. The only reason I know is because it's one of the teams that I pick regularly in my coupon, and they very rarely let me down.
I mean, I think their loss to Montrose was their first loss in something like 14 matches.
Yeah.
So, like, they've obviously been on a decent run, but
I'll maybe take it back, Stephen. I think he's maybe fucked, mate. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you're coming round to my way of thinking. Trust me, it's just been a disaster. But I mean, I think regardless of whether we stay up or not, I think John Hughes' time at East End Park is probably going to come to an end.
Really?
Next couple of weeks, I would imagine so. Because
once the job's done, he's got you relegated, Stephen. He can come back.
I mean,
then he gets the Falkirk job right off the back here.
Yes, that's what we're on.
We've got McGlynn, Super John McGlynn
we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that, John. We'll talk about that.
That must have been confirmed when I was in my kit today. Right?
Last night, mate. Last night. Stephen, so hopeful of staying up. Fingers crossed. Well, I mean, I'd love it if Dunfermline. In fact, I wouldn't. It's kind of. I'm in two minds. Right, it'd be great to have you down in the league because it'd give us a decent game to watch at least 4 times a season.
I wouldn't go that far.
But on the other hand, it is just if Dunfermline come down, that league next year could be a fucking nightmare to get out of.
I know
you're saying that as if it's been easy for you.
Well, exactly.
John, I know, man. He's a fucking Bermuda Triangle, man. He's trying to get out of there, man. Anyway,
but the thing is, there's going to be so many teams wanting to go back up. You've got Queen of the South coming down, who've just appointed Willie Gibson. Seems to have improved them a little bit. Beat us on the final day of the season, even though it turned out there was nothing at stake. You've got Kelty Hearts coming into the league, who'll have a decent budget. You have Falkirk in the league, who've just appointed John McGlynn, who'll have a decent budget. You have 3 of Dunfermline, Airdrie, Queen's Park and Montrose. So they've been there, done it. So I think that, for on this occasion, oddly, John, you are correct. It's going to be an absolute shite of a league next season, which is why I'm very, very keen to avoid it.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Stephen, I know you've got to rush off and do the drive time show right across Scotland. You can hear him every day. And if you listen anywhere in Scotland, you can hear Stephen from 4 o'clock. And the big Saturday football show every Saturday afternoon.
I work with some prick on that show called You and Cameron, though. So
never heard him, mate. Never heard him.
You're never on the drive time tonight anyway. He's away to Ibrox, if I
Right, cheers, thanks very much, lads.
Cheers, Stephen. Thanks, mate.
See you later, mate. Bye-bye.
Football Daft's big question.
Everyone remembers the big players at their team, the Larsons, the Loudrops, the Sozes, the Scatchell, the Jessies, the Latapis. Every club has their legends, but what about those players that fly under the radar? Those 7 out of 10 full-backs, that goalie who never missed a game. What about those players? So this week, we wanted to put them in the spotlight and ask you, who is your club's most underrated player? Chris?
We signed this wee Swedish guy for Feyenoord. And for me, going back, because obviously there's been lots and lots of underrated players, but always think Didier Agat doesn't get the credit that he deserved.
Wow,
Didier
really?
Agat?
Right, and Andreas Hinkel, the German right back that we had for a while,
He's in the Leipzig coaching staff, isn't he?
Yes.
Because my mate bumped into him in the park today. He was walking past. He was like. He reckoned he saw these boys out for a walk in Kelvin Grove, and he said they were wearing like kind of tracksuits. He thought, I recognise one of them, and he went and stopped him and went, "Are you Andreas Hinkel?" And he went, "Aye." And then he's a Celtic supporter as well. Get it up them the night. That's what he said.
He was a great player, and he wasn't there long enough. I don't know what the situation was, whether he never settled in Scotland or whatever, but he was a great player for us. He really was a great player. Like you said there, John, 7 and 8 every week.
I mean, the Rangers, the one that stands out, it was like that with Rangers in a very similar vein, was Sasa Papic, who I don't think ever...
John!
My favourite Rangers.
Oh, was that? Sorry, was that, have I just stole your answer? Sorry, Stephen.
John.
Sorry. Is that who you're going to say? Sorry.
That sums up my fucking week, man.
He's got the mumps. I've stolen Sasa Papic from him. Was that yours?
He was. I've got two. He was one, because he was the only surviving member of the fucking ill-fated Le Guin era. Do you know what I mean? Because Paul Le Guin signed Sasa Papic. Yep. 7, 8 out of 10 every single week. What a fucking just calm, composed, efficient fullback, man. He was bright. He came initially as a centre half, and he get moved to left back, and he just made it his own, man. Left back, and he was there for. Obviously, he was there the run to Manchester and all that, 2008. He was fucking great. But another one who isn't so much underrated now, but was at the time, and amongst all the blockbuster signings that Dick Advocat made, was Tugai. Tugai was what a fucking player, honestly. He was, I don't think Rangers really... He went to Blackburn after us, I think. Tugai, I think, soon as signed
He's
at
an
Blackburn.
absolute legend down there.
Aye.
You know what? He was unfashionable, wasn't he? Like you said, there was a lot of big superstar names with Advocat. He wasn't quite as fashionable as players like Newman or
fucking.
Van
It's
Bronckhorst.
obviously in the middle with Van Bronckhorst, you had Albert, you had Barry Ferguson, you'd all the kind of players, and then Tugai was this guy get called upon now and again, but my God, what a player, man! What a player! Just like a right cultured fucking football player, man. He was so good, man. Aye.
Anybody in the current squads for Rangers and Celtic that you think is underrated?
Near Beaton.
Near Beaton, really?
Aye.
He gets a bit of stick these days, Chris, does he know?
Aye, but do you know what? He's a pain in the arse for the other team. He's a great player at breaking up the play. He's, like I said, John, he's underrated because people maybe don't notice what he does. You know what I mean? He's not a standout player. He's never going to be the sort of player that folk go, oh my God, he was amazing today. But he's underrated for what he does. I used to not pay attention to him, but since I've started paying attention to how he plays, he's an important player for Celtic. He doesn't get as much game time as maybe some of the other players, but he's always the one that gets brought on when we're up against it. And he always seems to do really well. So
weren't they saying that last season when he came fucking on the bench and get sent off and all for him to win?
He nearly done it this season.
I know. I think Lundstrom falls into that category now, underrated. I think he's becoming, but I think people are just coming out of the way going, this boy's a player.
I saw people shouting him for him to be the Rangers captain.
I saw Camden a wee bit, you know what I mean? But it's one of the ones, it's like Toll says, I think you want to see the fucking guile on the ball, the skills, the blood and thunder. Sometimes these guys, like Toll saying about Beaton and Lundstrom, they do a job, which is what Toll said a minute ago, very unfashionable at times, but they do it very efficiently. And when you take that cog out the machine, that's when you notice, oh fuck, he used to do that. Do you know what I mean? These players, they're unsung heroes almost, but Lundstrom's coming right to the fore now with that. Do you know what I mean? I think underrated wise, I know Calvin Bassey falls under that, man. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking.
I don't know, but I think Bassey gets a lot of credit now, and
that's what I mean now. But I'm saying, like, at the time, he was kind of, when he did fill in for Barisic at the time when we signed him, he had a bad night against St Mirren in the League Cup last season when we get put out, and you never seen him for about fucking 3 months after that. But
no, just because you mentioned Barisic and it reminded me, I seen somebody tweeting that their old man calls Barisic backstick Barisic.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Backstick Barisic, man.
A lot of responses this week from the listeners, kicking off with Gary. Probably, I think he's probably before your time, Stephen, but Stuart Monroe,
Monroe,
early in a row, years at Ibrox.
Before my time.
Old He-Man haircut.
Yeah, he played for Falkirk. He played for Falkirk at the end of his career as well.
Actually, I've got a Stuart Monroe action figure here. Hold on, show you. I've got a wee Stuart Monroe Funko Pop.
So I'll let you take the next one.
Right,
Because it's obviously a Celtic man.
Stuart Monroe, right? I would say, John's come in. He said that this is a good shout, actually. I would say Keeson Young always thought he was not given enough credit at Celtic. Not only scored and assisted, but was vital picking out the right pass and good composure on the ball.
I think he was a good player.
He was a good player, a really good player.
Did well at Swansea as well, didn't he?
Aye,
It was a strange one. He went straight to Swansea from Celtic, didn't he?
Yeah.
So aye. Sean has got in touch. What was talking about Lundstrom at the start of this season. Neil Alexander never got the credit he deserved. I think that is a shout as well. I think Neil was a very able deputy for McGregor, especially. He was
obviously
quite tight on the run to 2008. Aye.
That was really involved in that, isn't he?
Aye, definitely.
Matty agrees with Chris. Andreas Hinkle, he's put down Joe Ledley and Berim Kayal.
Berim Kayal. Kayal was a great player until fucking your man McCulloch got a hold of him. That was it. That was it. He finished him. He finished him with one tackle. He was never the same player after that.
Yeah.
Neither he was. It's like Stephen if he got a hold of a certain podcast presenter. Anyway, Jordan says, in fact, you might take this one, Stevie. You've mentioned this guy already.
Jordan says, I'd probably have to say two guy. What a player. Aye, definitely, man. I think became absolute. Just oozed class.
I'll take the next one then because it's a Falkirk one. Stephen, as much as it pains me to say, but Darren Dodds for Falkirk couldn't run, but fuck me, led that team to the Harry Ramsden's Iron Brew Fish and Chip Trophy.
That's like the best Scottish football tournament ever, man.
Well, is it the old Harry Ramsden's Cup that God knows what's the Challenge Cup or whatever it's called now.
Used to
Petrofat Cup for you, Stephen.
Aye, don't talk to me
the petrol tank. The petrol tank cup.
Oh my God. Fucking third time I trying, I think we won that. Fuck you, man.
At least you got in the trophy cabinet now, eh?
Andrew says, Daniel Candias always thought he should have got longer. Decent player. Sometimes bit of a try-hard, in my opinion. And Andrew, it's not a case that he should have got longer. The guy wanted to leave. When a player wants to leave.
Is that what it was with him? Because his move came pretty rapid. And out the blue as well, because he always played well against us, Candias.
Still gives me a wee touch of PTSD.
Right.
It still reminds me. I know he played a wee bit under Gerrard in Gerrard's early time at Rangers, but it's still that wee kind of fallout for times going, Celtic fucking bringing Edward off the bench when they're fucking 2-1 doing or whatever and winning the game. No. I mean, he was a good player and he didn't do himself any harm when he was at us and he left it all out there on the pitch. But in my opinion, wee bit of try hard. And if you want to go to that next level, he's one of the players you want to get rid of. But he did want to leave.
Well, if you want to go to that next level, Daz has said in recent years at Hearts are no doom. He was an African Cup of Nations winner and he was magic. He got a hard time consistently for fans, and I never understood why. Currently, Liam Boyce, brilliant for us, 4 goals away from Robbo's record of being last player to hit 20 in a season, but still gets a hard time. That's a good standard there.
That's a great start for Liam Boyce, isn't it?
Not bad.
I think he's a decent player, Liam Boyce. I think he's decent.
Do you know what? He scores against Celtic all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm. Aye.
Here's one for you, Stephen.
Yeah. CB has got in touch. Simply says Hemdani and Sasa Papic. We've spoke about Papic.
What about Hemdani?
Hemdani, honestly, that run again, UEFA Cup final run in Europe, Hemdani was great, man. He was always kind of
used in Europe, wasn't he?
I'm not comparing him here, but he's nowhere near the same league as this guy. But see, like the way Busquets was for Barcelona, again, that kind of player just recycles the ball constantly, just keeps it moving. Danny in Europe was like that, but for some reason domestically, he never gets much of a look in him, and he did sometimes. I don't know if the pace of the game in Scotland was just a bit too much for him sometimes, and he was a bit easily fucking. I think he scored against Celtic, but Ibrox, didn't he, if I remember right in that game? But
he scored a 40-yard deflected free kick.
Aye, that's right. But again, a right good player, man. Quality players that you go, you can't deny the guy's ability, do you know what I mean? But domestically, just never really got a hold of the game in Scotland, but in Europe, man, he was fucking brilliant.
Just reading, he was actually named Player of the Year as by the club's fans in 2007. Bloody hell.
There we go.
He was no Dragan Mladenovic.
I remember we signed him, man. The Daily Records headline at the back page, Enter the Dragon. He quickly fucking exited. You know what I mean?
And finally, I think this is the winner right here. Gary says, been in touch, said, very underrated in my opinion. This guy was nothing shy of spectacular for us. With King Kenny or Super Ali, could have become our top goal scorer, especially after half-time team talk. 2 Bovril, 2 pies, and a bottle of Iron Brew. Any team in the SPFL had to watch Grado. And there's a lovely picture of Grado pulling up his breeks during that charity match. I don't think you've ever talked about that, Stephen. Can you talk us through that?
I'll talk you through his miss. Holy fuck!
Right. Yeah, we've definitely heard about that.
It was. He didn't have his shooting boots on that day, but again, like Candias.
I've just seen that photo.
We'll put this up on the Football Daft Twitter so you can see the photo yourself.
The shots are like in the what do you call it, Discord chat we've got. They were talking about the League One and League Two strips we had. That they shots were like a kilt on Grado, man. They're fucking massive. But no, I mean, like Candias, man, try hard. Just never really. Like I'm saying, if you want to go to that next level, man. Do you know what I mean? It's kind
It is a player profile playoff with Piesports.com. They will bring you the taste of Scottish football to your door by delivering pies, Scotch, steak and gravy, macaroni, chilli, sausage and steak, you name a pie, they have got it for you. Check out their range at piesports.com. You get several different packages up there, or you give them a call if you don't got the internet. 0141 739 9999, 0141 739 9999. They're going to deliver pies free of charge to several postcodes across Scotland.
Hey, can I just jump in?
I've just realised I know what you're about to say, because our contender who's on to play for the Pies today lives in London, and his name is Gary. Gary, do you have any relatives in Scotland we could deliver the pies to?
To be honest with you, I've bought pies for piesports.com before, and I've had them delivered to me.
Right, okay. Well, there you go.
You can put in a preferred delivery day. They don't fucking listen to it, because I asked them to deliver it on the Friday, and I get a card through the door on the Tuesday or the Wednesday or something. And I thought, what the hell's that? Went down to the post office, got the box,
the pies,
Piesport logo on it, took them home, and it was there with the wee gel pack in it to keep it cool. I still ate all the pies, and it was the doner kebab pies. They were absolutely brilliant.
They really are nice.
You know, so no excuses, boys. They can definitely.
Right, okay, well, there is no excuse.
I might need to pay some postage and package, but you know.
Right, well, we'll get them sorted for you. If you can beat one of our fantastic presenters here, Gary. You know how the game works. I'm going to read out a player description to you. If you know the answer to the player, you buzz in, give me the answer. If it's wrong, however, play hands to either Stephen or Chris. Who would you like to play, Gary?
To be honest with you, I'm no first.
Would you like to go? I mean, you're a Rangers supporter, Gary. You can go. You can go against Stephen Purden, or you can make it an Old Firm and go against Chris.
Aye, well, it always seems to be that way, that if it's a Rangers fan on, they're against Chris, which means that 90% of the time it's somebody against Chris.
He's listened to
the way, I've not been doing well recently, Gary.
No, I know. I've been listening. But,
right.
So there's always a there's always a time to change when some numpty like me comes on. Well, it just looks like some Irish grandpa.
Stephen's got the mumps as well, mate. So
aye.
Yeah, Stephen's got it.
Aye.
Right, Gary, as a fellow Rangers supporter, you've got to feel a bit of sympathy for poor Mr. Purden over there. He's caught a Wayne's disease and he can't go to the game tonight.
It's a very serious adult disease if adults get it, John.
It's not an adult disease. It's not a Wayne's disease. It's a height
disease.
It's a height disease.
It's a height.
It's a height disease. It only targets small people.
They're saying like it can make your balls swell, and they're saying it can make you fucking
impotent.
Aye, and I'm like, that's the silver lining. I've got 2 veins anyway, man. So I'm really hoping for that, man.
Mate, bearing in mind, impotence not. Impotent means that you can't get a stoner, doesn't it? It's not.
It doesn't make you that. It makes you infertile.
Infertile.
Oh, infertile, right? Okay.
Rather than impotent, yeah. And you get pills for that now anyway, Chris. So you'd be all right. You'd be fine. But tell me more about these big balls.
The Thursday nights would have been fucking scuppered, wouldn't they?
That's why he's not going. That's why he's not going to the game.
Yeah, exactly. Gary, right, listen, we're going to make it old fun then. We'll go up against Chris. Right, guys, I don't know if I think you saw it. We were talking about it in the group chat. That game in Madrid last night.
Oh, phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
Aye, to be honest with you though, the game was pish until about the last 10 minutes.
It was,
the last 10 minutes.
It was the 90th for the 90th minute.
Aye.
When Real Madrid get their shot on target in the 90th minute.
Yeah.
Boom.
I mean, it was mental.
Is that the vibe we're going for, John?
The vibe I thought would look at some of famous last minute goals. So I'm going to give you the last minute goals and you just got to give me the player of who scored.
Not just in Scotland, worldwide.
No, the worldwide. These are, they're standout last minute goals, all right.
Tell you what, Gary, what a fucking week you've picked to come on the show, mate. This is a hard one.
I don't think, looking down the list of last minute goals, I don't think they're that tough. I think they're all from recent years as well, so hopefully you should get on all right with this, guys. Right, okay. Right, Gary, what's your buzz going to be?
Jimmy.
Right, okay, well played. Chris?
Leipzig.
Right, okay. Stephen shaking his head in disgust. Right, okay, first player out. Here we go. After coming through a classic quarter-final against Man City, Spurs found themselves 3-0 down against a cult Ajax side with just 45 minutes of the semi-final time remaining. Chris?
Lucas Moura.
It is Lucas Moura.
That's one of the best ones ever.
Yeah, absolutely. I
could not believe I was watching that night.
Oh, it was Llorente coming off the bench, that flick on, and he made a big difference, didn't he?
Aye.
Remember that game. Right, okay, next one out, guys. Come on, Gary, we can do this. After finding themselves at 1-0 and then 2-1 behind, a stoppage time winner from this midfielder ensured Steve Clarke's side took a step closer.
McTominay.
Oh my God, it's a whitewash this week.
Gee, well done, Chris. I was miles away there. Miles away. I was thinking about bloody Kilmarnock for a minute.
Let us know when you're back up the road and we'll get the pie sent out to you, Gary. All right, mate?
All right, well, thanks, boys.
Don't worry, we'll speak to the good people at Piesports. I'm sure they'll be able to for you, Gary.
They'll make it down to the big smoke, man. They'll get it down to the big smoke.
All right, I'm back up on Monday.
Oh, there you go. There we go.
What are you thinking about the game tonight, Gary?
I don't know why, but I feel quite confident, and I shouldn't. I know what you said last week, Chris, and I know that everybody's thinking that the Rangers fans have just been overconfident. But I just think with everything that's happened this year, with the sad passing of Jimmy Bell, I know that shouldn't have an impact, but I think it's going to have.
It totally
the fans,
does, mate.
The crowd.
It totally does. It does have an impact because I remember like the year when Tommy Burns died, and it was. It spurred us on for the rest of the season. It really did. So it's understandable why you would think that. But I'm not sure that it's going to work out that way.
I know.
Obviously, from a Rangers point of view, it would be poetic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've got a feeling that
Paul thinks we're getting pumped 3-0.
I can understand where he's coming from that, but the way that we played in the first leg, I just think with the belief behind them. Just with Walter going, all right, a lot of these players didn't really know Walter. They knew of him. They didn't. But with Jimmy was so close to so many of them. And I think it's the crowd behind them. And Chris, that's like a 12th man.
100%, definitely.
You know, that they only played Monday and they get beat. So I know that there'll have been a few changes, but no, I don't think there was that many.
And did you see the statement for what's his name, in Kunku or whatever?
No, what did they say?
He's told them he wants to leave.
Aye.
Has he really? That'll be interesting.
But yeah, there was something on Twitter today about Man United wanting him as well, saying that they could get him. But anyway,
well,
it's got a tight game.
I'm hoping 2-1. I'm thinking 2-1 after 90, and then we win at 3-1. So we scored one in the injury time. Fuck going to penalties, I couldn't take that.
Listen, Gary, thanks so much for coming on the podcast. Fingers crossed for Rangers tonight. And we'll get those pies sorted for you. If you want pies hour, head to piesports.com right now.
It's now time for Grado's 3 riddles on Football Daft.
And it is time for Grado's 3 riddles, but Grado is not here. But he has sent me riddles.
It's ironic.
I can catch up on you, John.
This is your chance to catch up on me because I am currently 3 points ahead of you, Stephen. So if you get 3, you will draw level with me.
Sorry, Tom, what were you saying?
It's ironic because you are fucking riddled, dunno.
I'm riddled, mate. I'm riddled.
Riddled with the mumps.
The mumps, how fucking daft does it sound?
It does. The more we've talked about it through the podcast, the more daft
it starts to lose all meaning, doesn't it?
Aye. It's just like
one of the ones. He's got the mumps. Oh fuck.
Stephen's off today because he's got the German measles. That'll be next week.
Aye,
comes all spotty on the screen.
It's rubella the week later.
Leprosy. In 2 weeks' time, it's leprosy. Stephen Purden's ears falling off. Right, but let's get stuck into the riddles this week, guys. So play along if you're listening to the podcast. See if you can beat the boys to the riddles. Now, right, last week's riddles for the listeners was as follows. The government and a rapper goes with it. The government and a rapper goes with it. What was the answer to that riddle?
Tory Andre Flo.
Tory, the government, a rapper, and Dre goes with it, goes with the flow. What a brilliant riddle. That was from our man Dale Cadlish, who gave us that one. He's got another one for you later on. But here's the thing now, guys. Remember Ali Dixon, our Patreon subscriber, who gets in... Goes straight to this point in the podcast every week so he can get the riddle, get the point. Remember last week how he was saying, do you know what? Give the point to someone else. You know, I've someone else should get it because I've got an unfair advantage. Well, Ali's been back in touch and says, change my mind. Fuck them all. If they want, they can they can join the Patreon. So there you go. If you want to get ahead of Ali.
He's got a point.
Exactly.
We're verging on walking into Man City waters here.
So Ali's basically now is just getting a point. So there you go. If you want to beat Ali, you need to get on the Patreon, patreon.com/football daft. You'll get early access to the podcast so you can beat Ali. So right, scores are as follows then. Cian Tote is on 1, Ali McDonald is on 1, Pat the Pallet Prick is on 1, Declan Ramage 1, Ian Miko 1, Jack's on 1, John Mitchell 2, Ryan the Bar 2, producer Ryan's on 2, Nicola Purden is on 2, Ali Dixon is up to 3, Albert's Legend on 4, Dean's on 8. Dean, where are you? Stephen is on 21. I'm on 24. Chris is on 39. Absolutely scushing it. And Grado has sent me 3 riddles. Okay.
I can't cope with this, man. Sky Sports News, they're outside Ibrox.
I'm not laughing.
You're just making yourself... Oh, poor Stephen. Pray for Stephen. Right, listen. Let's get into the riddle. See if we can cheer you up and you can... If you get all 3 right, Stephen, you can...
Text me the answers.
No, because it's John you're chasing.
I know. Exactly.
If he's wanting to make me feel better.
Right, here we go. Right, are you ready?
Yes, go.
Here we go. First riddle out is from someone that's messaged Grado by the name of Stephen B 1988. And the riddle is as follows. Goliath Master. Goliath Master.
Oh my god, I cannot fucking remember that name.
David Genoa.
That's parts right, obviously.
I know.
Master. It's not really much of a. I'll be honest with Stephen B. 1988. You've not really made this. It's not like another word for a master, right? I'll give you that much, right?
Right. So if it's David, then that's the opposite of Goliath. So
Aye.
Master David Bates.
Yeah, it's David Bates. It's David Bates.
Yes. Master Bates. Master Bates. Master Bates. He says as he's shaking his two fists like this.
I'm thinking like, it doesn't matter.
Right,
Go.
Right, okay. Right, here we go. This comes from Charles Laird. A wee bird gets you to work. Shoes come.
Robin Van Persie.
It's Robin Van Persie. Well done, Chris. A wee
Could even
bird
go easy on me, mate. I've got the mumps, fuck's sake. Have a bit
I know.
Planning.
That was quick.
That was
very quick.
That's because John texted me the answers.
Finally, third riddle. All right. This comes from Andrew Blake. The free man has something on his face. The free man has something on his face. This is quite good, actually.
Michael Moles.
No, but that's very good, Chris. The free man.
Something over here.
Free man has something on his face.
Beard.
The free man has something on his face.
Virgil van Dijk.
No.
Ah, damn it. You know, I was getting where I was going with that, John,
I see that, yeah.
Virgil, because the $1 million man, he eventually got his freedom for the $1 million man. And Van Dijk, because...
I need fucking mute yous, man.
Sorry.
Free man has something on his... I actually do see where you're going with that now. It's quite funny, actually.
What do you get on your face? Think of stuff you get on your face.
Stubble.
Mumps.
Aye.
Jimmy Mumps.
Johnny Stubble.
The free man has something.
Smile.
Now, free man is a clue, and it's not. Again, I would say it's not like if you think a free man, you would think a free man. It's not that Freeman, and that's a clue there.
Catalogue.
No, but yes, sort of not.
Freeman. Martin.
Oh.
Martin Freeman. Martin Freeman's for the office and.
Has something on his face.
Martin glasses. Martin specs. No, Martin smile. Martin smiley. Martin. Is Martin the first name, John?
Martin is the first name, man.
Right, okay. Martin. There's something on his face. Martin Duck. Martin Duck.
Martin does not.
Martin makeup.
Martin Mumps.
Martin lipstick.
He's played in Scottish football this season.
Is he? Martin. Oh, fuck's sake.
For fucking hell, man.
Right, you need
Martin Boyle!
Martin Boyle, Stephen Porton! Well played. So there you have it. Martin Boyle is the answer, and Stephen goes up to 22, only 2 off me. Chris, you're on 41, so well played.
Hey, Stevie, I'm going for 56.
And this week, the riddle for all you guys. Remember, if you want to get it early, you need to sign up to the Patreon, but then you wouldn't have. Yeah, that doesn't work now because you've already downloaded the podcast. So you need to get next week's riddle by signing up to Patreon first, right? Patreon.com/football daft. Right, this one also comes from Dale, and I really like this one actually. Italian Mark's hair hasn't aged. Italian Mark's hair hasn't aged. Hit the tune. You've been riddled. ExpressVPN, they are back with us on Football Daft. Now, we were talking, a lot of people don't know this, right? But Netflix is different right across the world, right?
It's geo-locked, John.
What does geo-locked mean, Chris?
It means whichever country you're geographically, you're locked to certain programmes on Netflix.
Yes.
See, Crystal's got all the technical terms, right? But we're going to unlock that geo by offering you up ExpressVPN, right? Because see, when you get sorted out with ExpressVPN, it's a bit like, when Netflix is a bit like, you go to the pie hut at the football, lots of things in the menu, but you can only choose pies, right? But with this unlocking of the geo, that might be technical as well. ExpressVPN is going to give you access to all that Netflix has to offer. So you can clip on to America, Japan, Australia, and see what they've got to offer. They've got all sorts of different programs on there, and you're going to be able to unlock it by getting yourself sorted out with ExpressVPN, right? It's very simple. Basically, you just go on to Express Login, go into your Netflix, and you just choose where you're going to stream from. So it's as simple as that, right?
Unlock your geo.
Unlock your geo, exactly, with ExpressVPN.
Unlock
right?
your inner geo.
Now, basically, ExpressVPN, VPNs, they come and go, but ExpressVPN is probably one of the best, if not the best, because they give you blazing fast speeds, streaming HD with zero buffering, compatible with all your devices, so you can get it on your phone, your laptop, your media consoles, your smart TV, and it basically has servers in 94 different countries. Think of all that Netflix you're going to get torn in about when you get on it, right? So get on ExpressVPN, unlock your Netflix, get access to thousands of more shows, and all you have to do is hit up this link, expressvpn.com/daft, right? expressvpn.com/daft, right? Because if you're going to use our link, you're basically going to get 3 months for free, don't you know? So stop paying full price for streaming services and only getting access to a fraction of their content, and use our link right now. Get 3 months free at ExpressVPN, expressvpn.com/daft. It is time for the Football Daft moment of the week, and last week's results are in. In last place, it was my pick of Ryland Loves Kelty with a lowly 7% of the vote. I can't believe it. Ryland, of course, he just basically tweeted today about saying, so I am now the face of football. And can I tell you a quick Ryland story before we're talking about Ryland? So we're down at this awards do.
We've not even spoke about your awards, dude.
No. I was down.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, mate.
I now work on, because I work on Bowie at Breakfast, we are now officially the third best breakfast show in the UK. We beat Chris Evans and we beat Zoe Ball.
You beat Chris Evans and Zoe Ball.
Yeah.
You going to leave us now, mate?
No, it's all right. I'm still sticking with these. And Greg James got beat us, but never mind. But and Dave Berry. But aye, so we're there. And Clyde won best station in the UK. So that was brilliant work. So we had a great time down there. So we got called up on stage from one station here. We all piled up. Anyway, Ryland was hosting the event. By the way, what a guy. Brilliant. He had some brilliant lines and he was great worker. Went to the after show party, right?
Did he not get into trouble for that recently in the newspapers?
Oh, I don't. Different lines. But went to the after show party after, and Ryland's banging about a lot of people from the radio industry and all that. So Stephen Mill, who was on the show earlier on, decides to take the opportunity. He's absolutely steaming. He charges over to Ryland, right? And he gets his wee selfie with him. So he starts chatting about the football. He says, what about the Kelty Hearts? Because Ryland was obviously tweeting about the Kelty Hearts. He said, oh, I know. I tell you what, it's all kicking off up there. And he says, aye. He says, we had your cutout at Kilmarnock, what have you. Then Stephen kind of smartened them up a wee bit. I said, right, listen, see if Celtic win the league, right? What I wouldn't do is tweet your congratulations to Celtic, because you're in for a whole lot of trouble on Twitter if you do that. I said, yeah, it's all right, someone's told me already. So I don't know if we're going to expect a congratulatory text or tweet from Ryland if Celtic win the league, because he's just got, he opens up a can of worms. We know what would happen.
Stephen Mill has just absolutely saved Ryland Clark.
Well, there you go. Exactly. So that was my Ryland story from this week. But he only got 7% of the vote, so what a shame. Third,
right, I've got my my moment of the week, John. I've got my moment.
Yeah, Chris has, while I've been filling time, Chris has been thinking of his moment of the week there, right? In third place this week, listener Ian's nomination, it was Bobby Madden's Instagram. That got 27.6%. Stephen, you missed that last week and you saw the picture of Bobby. Someone had photoshopped poor Bobby
Aye.
on Instagram.
It was so funny, man. Just the airport and where he is, not one of Rangers, no, that was brilliant.
And basically that means it was between Chris's nomination of Arbroath's fuck tweet and Greywood's nomination of Charlie Adams' dive. It was tight, but with 36.7% of the vote, it was Charlie Adams' dive that won. So
that was horrendous, that dive, wasn't it? Horrendous.
Yeah. It was awful. It was awful. Right, so that means Chris gets to go. We'll put Chris first since he was in second place.
Yes.
So Chris, what is your nomination going to be for this week?
Right, my nomination for this week is Rangers making it to the Europa League final. Good, brilliant for Scottish football. It's fantastic news for the whole of the country, and I hope that we can all get behind them in the final in Seville.
Right, now this is getting recorded on a Thursday. What if they don't win, Chris?
I'll need to think of another one because I don't want to see Rangers getting fucked out at the semi-finals.
Should we just put on the description the Rangers result?
Yeah, the Rangers result.
Right, okay, because then it can go either way. Right, okay, right. That is Chris's nomination, the Rangers result. All right, Stephen, what have you got?
Don Carlo.
Don Carlo? What's Don Carlo?
Oh, fucking Real Madrid again. I think
Oh, Madrid.
Carlo Ancelotti is up there with one of the greatest managers that's ever lived. Right, the guy's record's immaculate, and I just love how last night he done the same against PSG and against Chelsea, and amongst all the drama, they go 3-1 up. He's just storing there with his hands in his pockets. So cool, like Marlon Brando for The Godfather or something. He's just the man. My week's nomination is Don Carlo.
Don Carlo Ancelotti. Right, okay.
See, you think about it, he started the season as Everton manager, didn't he?
I know, aye.
Is there anybody that ever has managed a team that's been relegated for the Premier League but won the European Cup?
No, that's definitely going to be a first if that happens.
That's nuts, aye. That's nuts if that could happen. That is mental, mate. That's a pure heavy stat, isn't it?
By the way, only if Leeds don't fucking get their act together.
Mate.
Chris, you'll be all right.
How good would it be if Everton and Leeds were still to play each other?
I know.
Do you think
fucking nails would be jumping at the top of my head?
Carlo Ancelotti's got to go in there as one of the best managers of all time, surely.
Oh, mate, aye, of course. It's a no-brainer. He's the first manager, I think, to...
Top 5?
Aye.
Top 3?
Of all time?
Mm-hmm.
He's named Walter Smith, mate. Come on, let's Camden. No, let's Camden.
His name Martin O'Neill.
Right, we won't get started on that. Right, okay, right. So that is your nomination.
Can I have a different one as well?
Right, okay.
Okay. Right, my nomination this week is Money Changes Nothing. Man City going to the 90th minute with a 2-goal advantage over Real Madrid and getting their arses felt off Rodrigo. 2 goals quicker than a hiccup. It all comes tumbling down round about fucking Money FC. Get it right up east.
Yeah, while that's happening, man, Carlos just singing "Money Don't Make My World Go Round," man. He's singing Desiree, man. He's just
right, okay. Right, that's Chris's nomination changed to Money Buys You Nothing, right? I'm going to nominate St Mirren's completely on a completely different track now. I am going to nominate St Mirren's Richard Tate. So he was getting interviewed by St Mirren TV after the match there at the weekend. Big result for St Mirren, obviously up at St Johnstone. Looks like they've basically secured Premiership next season. In fact, I think you can say they've done that now. And he gets interviewed. And now clearly there's been a bet in the St Mirren changing room saying, right, whoever gets pulled up for the interview has got to mention the word hippopotamus, because he basically dropped the word hippopotamus. I believe it was in the context of, we're all like hippopotamuses up front or something like that.
Wait a minute, are hippopotamuses not the most dangerous animal on earth?
They certainly are, Chris.
I bet you saw in the fucking St Mirren strikers, aren't they?
But yeah, Richard Tate dropping in Hippopotamus into his post-match reaction after the game against St Johnstone, and that is my nomination for this week from the listeners, however, and this could potentially be a winner. I don't know if you've seen this picture doing the rounds on Twitter. It comes from Jordan this week, who's put this forward. The Whitburn defenders wig falling off mid-game.
That was funny.
So there's basically, Chris, I put the picture on the show plan there.
I can see it there, mate.
See if you can see, spot whose wig's falling off in that picture, which is amazing. So funny, he's been playing, obviously, he's maybe went up for a header or whatever, and his wig's flown off, and he's just been left with a baldy napper for the rest of the match.
Why are you wearing a wig when you're playing football?
Why would you wear a wig when you're playing football? Exactly. So
that's going to happen to my hair transplant one year when I'm doing panto.
we need to send him Lee Miller's way, that boy.
Absolutely, so he can get that wee hang in front of his face so nobody can see who it is. Have you seen them, Stevie?
I've seen them,
man,
mate.
it's amazing.
Brilliant. So the Whitburn defenders wig falling off during the game during the week there. Right, so that's your nominations then. We have got Chris's.
Money means fuck all.
Stevens.
Don Carlo.
Mine is Hippopotamus. And from Jordan, Whitburn wig. That's your nominations for the Football Daft moment of the week.
Surely he's got to go for Wigburn.
Wigburn, let's go Wigburn.
Wigburn.
So let's go for those. That is your Football Daft moment of the week. Get voting on them now at our Twitter, Football Daft Pod. Remember, we've talked about it already on the show. If you want to get the riddles first, you need to get on the Football Daft Patreon, right? Football Daft Patreon. Patreon.com/Football Daft. Get on there.
Football Daft Patreon.
Get on there. Get on there. Get on there now.
The Discord chat, the group chat, get involved in that.
Get involved in it.
I enjoy the Discord chat.
Discord chat is good.
I feel more at one with the listeners now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Get along to the FIFA night and all that.
The FIFA night, of course. Right, well, it all depends on tonight's result.
Hopefully on the 19th of May.
Hopefully maybe rescheduled FIFA night in June sometime. You know
well,
what I mean?
exactly. It might be rescheduled depending on the match tonight. But yeah, we're waiting on the result of the match tonight, and then we'll give you details on the FIFA Football Daft night. Also, you'll get the video version so you can see Stephen's Mumps, so you can check him out this week with his mump face, and you can get that all. What a sell for it. Rangers and Celtic.
If that doesn't get the fucking Patreon numbers through the roof, I don't know what will. Patreon.com/Football Daft. Up there you'll get our teammates from our former guests. Remember when we used to speak to people. And up there you'll get not only the likes of John Hartson, Jackie McNamara, Owen Coyle. You'll also see this one as well from Richard Foster, as he talks about his teammates from Aberdeen, Rangers, Ross County, St Johnstone and Partick Thistle. And here he is.
Worst dressed.
Jackson Irvine.
Moaniest.
Kenny Miller.
Who do you want to back you up in a fight?
Darren McGregor.
Best looking.
Darren McGregor.
No, you're going to say that now.
Teacher's pet.
Well, I've played with a few of them. It's probably me now. The older I'm getting, it's probably me.
Most skillful.
Vladimir Weiss.
Worst trainer.
Chris Boyd.
Big Boydie.
Who never gets the round in?
I don't know, actually. Not too many of them. Always been a good bunch.
A few folk have said that. I think the old tight-fisted footballer hangs out the window nowadays.
Aye, it is. I mean, the best person going on a night out was David Templeton. He doesn't let you pay for anything.
Really?
We've had Temps on the show.
He's been on the show. He used to stay right across the road for me.
That's how he's getting
If I knew that, I took him down to be local boozer quite a few times then, Richard, know what I mean?
he was good, always good in the night out, always wanting to buy rounds of drinks.
Biggest bam up merchant.
Carol Lafferty.
Top shagger.
See, the reason I can't answer it is because
They're all married now.
It would get him in trouble. Well, I mean, Big Laughs had his trials and tribulations.
That's a very polite way of putting it, Richard.
I would say Michael Gardine.
Michael, get him on the show as well, aye.
Is he not your mate too?
No, he's not my mate.
I thought you were on holiday with him and all that.
No, that's Big Lee.
You'd be going on holiday with him now.
You better believe it.
Best you've played with?
Best player would be Stephen Davis, I think.
Stephen Davis. We've had
Great
Stephen
answer.
Davis as an answer a few times.
Great answer.
Obviously, when I was at Rangers the first time, Yelovich, Lee McCullough, Kenny was there, Lee Wallace, but Stephen Davis is just, I think he's just a wee level above, I think.
He's a Rolls Royce, mate. He is.
I wanted it all clapped out once.
Right, we'll move on for that. Right, you can guess what team he supports, Richard. Know what I mean?
Guess what team you support as well?
Aye, suppose.
Well, that's it for this week's Football Daft. It's been a 3-man team. Remember, you can catch up on all our Football Daft episodes in the archive right now. Obviously, we've talked about the Rangers game tonight. Fingers crossed for a Scottish team making it to Europe, European final, which is incredible in this day and age.
Right, fingers crossed, Eto.
Yes. Let's hope that Rangers do very well this evening.
But I mean, it is a if Rangers were to make that final, it's a phenomenal achievement because the money.
There's no doubt about it, John. All joking aside, they've been brilliant in Europe all season. I hope they go out. I'm not going to lie. I hope they go out because Seville holds a special place in my heart, and I don't want you bastards tarnishing it for me.
It's absolutely the stars are aligned that we're going to go to Seville and win. Stars are aligned. It's so written for us, man. It's so written for us.
Stephen Purden there, Leipzig's latest season ticket holder.
Right, well listen, lots of our football going on. Friday night is the second leg of the playoff between Inverness Cali and Partick Thistle. The winners of that obviously go on to meet Arbroath. Thistle are down after getting beat at home by Inverness Cali. Inverness Cali, I think I've got too much.
I think Inverness Cali are going to take care of them.
Yeah, so I think it could be an Inverness Cali Arbroath.
Which could be a hard one for Arbroath as well.
I'll tell you, see if Cali Thistle go through, right? Arbroath
will go fucking ballistic.
Arbroath will lose to Cali Thistle, right? But if Partick Thistle somehow manage to get through, I think Arbroath will beat Partick Thistle.
And then on to probably face St Johnstone. The problem is, I think St Johnstone have got enough to beat whoever, whether it is Arbroath or whether it is Cali Thistle. I've got a funny feeling that St Johnstone have got enough in the tank to.
I don't know, mate. I think St Johnstone have been fucking garbage all year.
Terrible, man. Terrible.
I think they could. Again, I don't want to write off Arbroath, but I think Arbroath's goose is cooked this season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They've shot the load.
Aye, they have. They've not been shite bags. They've all been spunk, and they've no spunk left.
Aye.
Saturday we move on to the Premiership games. Celtic 12 o'clock kickoff against Hearts. Chris, obviously you can't win the league unless Rangers drop points the next again day. But Celtic against Hearts at Tynecastle. Do you see any points getting dropped there?
No.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do you think, Stephen? I
think Hearts will drop all 3.
I've got news for you, but John.
What's that?
It's at Celtic Park, is it no?
It's Celtic Park, aye.
I thought you said Tynecastle.
No, I didn't say Tynecastle.
I'm pretty sure you said Tynecastle.
Oh, producer Ryan, can you clear this up for us?
I've listened back to all the listeners. Just message Chris on Instagram and say I didn't say Tynecastle there. But anyways,
I think you did. Right. Celtic are winning anyway.
Celtic are winning. Stephen,
going to be a wee referee behind the goal saying, "Good, it's good." 5 times, 5-0 Celtic.
Hearts are playing really well now. Fucking Celtic will probably win.
Right, okay. Hibs Aberdeen. I mean, that's in the bottom
that's
6.
Fucking absolute jobby fixture, man. That's a pure
0-0.
Oh, fucking horrible. Hope the two of them get fucked.
I'm going to say a draw there.
A draw, okay.
I would probably say a draw, aye.
Livingston, St Johnstone, Livingston. I mean,
Livingston.
Unbelievable.
Livingston, listen to this, right? This is where Scottish football falls flat on its arse. Livingston, who are 7th, have got the same amount of points as the team who are in 4th, but they've got more points than the team that are in 5th and 6th. Now,
that's mental.
And I know that it's because they're playing supposed lesser teams, right?
Yeah.
But is this not the reason why folk just laugh at us?
I know.
Like this?
But like, remember that last, before the playoff, that final, before the split, that was a phenomenal weekend of football. So that is exciting, but yeah, it does look a bit stupid when you see the table at the moment.
It looks it looks so amateurish, man, when you do see like now Sky Sports News and the leagues come up at the side of the buttons.
They should, you know what they should maybe do? Oh no, that wouldn't work. I was like, wipe out. No, I don't know how it would work.
Oh,
but
you can't, because then the team that are bottom of the league could essentially finish 6th.
Aye.
It's wild. That John, that fucks it up even more.
I know, right. Anyway, forget I said that. Ross County, Motherwell.
Ross County.
Motherwell are fucking hopeless.
Aye.
St Mirren, Dundee. I mean, St Mirren are pretty much safe now.
I'd probably say Dundee will win that.
Yeah, maybe Dundee will win that actually. Because St Mirren haven't been great down in Paisley these days. Then we're into the other games going on. We've got the playoff semi, Airdrie versus Montrose. Airdrie up against Montrose at the moment. I can probably see Airdrie coming through that, or maybe going to extra time on that tie, with it being 1-0. Spoke to Stephen earlier on, Dunfermline versus Queen's Park.
Dunfermline will take care of them.
I think Dunfermline should take care of Queen's Park then. And then we've got League One, we've got Dumbarton, Edinburgh City. Looks like Edinburgh City are heading through on that tie, with the score being 4-1 in aggregate to them at the moment. And Forfar versus Annan finally balanced at 1-0 to Annan at the moment. So
Annan will finish a job off.
Yeah, so we will see what happens then. And then we've got the final playoff in for League Two. Bonnyrigg Rose versus Cowdenbeath. Cowdenbeath could potentially go down.
The Blue Brazil.
Blue Brazil could be finding themselves in the low.
Bonnyrigg are a good side as well.
Yeah, I think they've got a good few players there.
I need to tell you this right now. My girlfriend Sammy, she's got her best pal. It's called Nikki, right? And she didn't realise Cowdenbeath was a place. She thought it was a type of meat.
I'll just have a fillet of Cowdenbeath today, please, pal. Just a Cowdenbeath fillet. That's brilliant, man.
Then Rangers versus Dundee United. Rangers. If Rangers drop points, obviously.
I'll tell you now, I want Rangers to win, because if Celtic win and Rangers drop points, then it's a fucking damp squib to win in the league.
It's one of the ones, man. Like,
but then, Chris, it goes to members' midweek fixtures, so Celtic potentially could win the league during the mid.
No, because if Celtic win and then Rangers drop points, Rangers can no longer catch Celtic. That's it, over.
And mate, that's like the mad thing last season where you dropped points at Tannadice and we became champions on the Sunday. Yep. It could be Dundee United again, fucking involved again this season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it fucking won't be.
And Rangers have dropped points against Dundee United twice this season already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I never want to say I want Rangers to win, but I don't want it to be a pure anticlimax. Do you know what I mean? I want us to win it on the pitch.
Right, okay, well, we'll see what happens at the weekend, and then they've got the midweek fixtures next week where it could all be decided. That is it for Football Daft for this week. What are we going to call the episode this week?
Mumps.
I think it's got to be Mumps. Got to be Mumps. Stephen's mump face.
The gout.
Gout. That's a horrible name for a title.
You should call it Gout, but with a line through it, and then next step Mumps.
I don't think I'm smart enough to do that in Photoshop. I'll give it a shot.
Surely Ryan can do that for us.
Aye, exactly. So thank you very much for listening. Check out the video version and Stephen's mump face. Patreon.com/football daft. We will see you on the next one. Good luck to Rangers. We'll see what happens at the weekend, and I'm sure all the chat will be happening on Football Daft next week when we see you. Up the road.
Morning, Mumps.
Audio Frontier.